Good
Hi.
morning, or I don't know what time it is for you.
Well, so what's the time for you, Asha? It's morning or afternoon?
It's morning.
Oh, it's morning. I'm in the afternoon. And Anand, I think Anand is in the noon or morning. Yeah. Welcome, join Global Innovation
Noon.
Field.
I'm also at
Thank
noon.
you.
Hi, sorry, Anand.
I said I'm also the noon time, but I think we are about 1.5 hours or 2.5 hours ahead of Israel.
Okay, thank you. So, Michelle, are you ready for give us some very exciting presentations?
Yes, great. So can I start?
Yeah, so I would suggest you introduce yourself a little bit and then start your presentation.
Can I start by sharing my screen?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Yes. Can you see me? Can you see this?
Yes, I see
Great.
5.
Great. Thank you. So, hello, I'm Michelle Korenfeld from Raising Creative Thinkers. I offer a strategy for creative thinking, for creative problem solving called the 5 E's: explore, experience, examine, elevate, and express. And it really facilitates creative thinking for children, for youth, for teachers, for parents, makes it easy and simple. So why is it very simple to be creative and innovative with creative problem solving, especially in AI times? This is what I hope to enlighten for you in the following presentation. So, I'm an Amazon author. My children's book on Amazon is Creative Children Like the Animals of the World. And my teacher book is Michelangelo in the 21st Century, in which I weaved lifelong creativity education practice. Because I know teachers today need to foster the students' creativity, and students and children like you are so eager to know how to mold and develop and express their creativity. So this is based on experience and research, academic research. My website is korenfeld-creativity.com. So what I'm going to show you today is a workshop I created when I as as um as part of being a leader for the Creative Education Foundation. So we'll start by some transdisciplinary empowerment. So these are my painting. I'm a painter, poet, and author. In addition to being a creativity educator. So when I start interacting with children and youth, I would start with literature. So here, this is from my book, Creative Children Like the Animals of the World. I will read for you. An eye at the tip of the feather, which correlates with this painting, these paintings. Hi, look me straight in the eye. Don't be intimidated. I like to intimidate only other peacocks who naturally aren't as strong and healthy as I am. Yesterday, I dressed up. It was very easy. I simply spread my tail feathers. I had eyes for a beautiful female peacock. She was gray and certainly didn't have a tail like mine. That was for the best. Gray is a color of camouflage, important for a mother who's protecting her chicks. Still, she was the apple of my eye. I danced around her and sang, "Hi, look me straight in the eye." Unfortunately, she looked straight at the eye at the tip of the third feather on the left in my tail. Anyhow, she saw how colorful and glowing my feathers were. She concluded that since I must be strong and healthy, so will my chicks be. She said, "Hi, handsome. Now I'm no longer lonesome." So my first peacock is the one with more red in the background. And as I worked with children, I also connected to my inner child, to my creativity artist. And the next peacock I created was more like Brazil's carnivals, more I would know how would you more creative for me it is, yes. So at some point I showed my paintings to my uncle. He's Dr. Moshe Rishpon. He established the Clow Garden of Science, the science-oriented youth department at the Weizmann Institute. And this is a pioneer program in science education worldwide. And showed him my paintings and told him, what do you see? And I discovered all those physics and biology things about my paintings, which are a way to ignite creativity, ignite ideas. So, for example, with the peacocks, the peacock's colors, the way we perceive them, they are connected to structural coloration in the eye of the feather of the peacock. There are tiny structures that when we look at the feather, we see it in all those beautiful iridescent colors. And if we would walk around a peacock, you can try that at home. If you have a peacock feather, you can try taking your smartphone and lighting it from diverse angles, and you see that the colors look different because of the structural coloration that could lead to very interesting innovations, like a car that, as we see it driving, the colors look different, or even a dress that as the woman is moving, the colors look different. And also the iridescence of the peacock feather is very important. As you saw in the poem, the female peacock diagnoses the genes of the peacock based on the iridescence and even symmetry of those feathers, of the eye of the feathers. And this is very important because she wants to choose the peacock that has the best genes, so pass it on to her chicks. This is continuity, and continuity is the name of the game. But there's also a very interesting aspect, the aspect of the handicap principle. The peacock actually sheds his tail every year after courting season. This is a good time to find or to buy a peacock feather. If you'd like to try all those experiments, you can check on YouTube to do with that. And so the peacock even has to grow it again and carry it. And if a predator would come, it could be very dangerous, because the peacock will have trouble flying away, running away. But with the peacock fan, he sends a message. This is animal communication. He sends a message that, hey, look at me, I'm so strong. Don't even try to dispute with me, to attack me. So the predator will simply go and find lunch somewhere else. And this could lead to very interesting thoughts, like what do you think? Do we people also handicap ourselves to send social messages? That's an interesting question. So with this transdisciplinarity, I start igniting ideas. And I hope this already gave you ideas, and you can delve much more into this issue, also the issue of symmetry. And I'll just move it. And this is my white peacock. Yeah, so that's totally glowing creativity, which I would really love to pass on to you. And the white peacock also has a lot of interesting science and biology things about it. It actually has no pigments, or maybe just a natural pigment. And you know, the white in it's not really connected to the peacock, but white for me consists of all the spectrum of colors. So with the white peacock, it's pure creativity. And some would say that peacock is arrogant, but this is personalization. The peacock simply, as I told you, sends messages. This is animal communication. And I like to think of it as carrying its true colors, showing its true colors, and caring and honesty with confidence. This is really what I like to give children. So in a workshop I do for children, for students, for teachers, I try to enlighten them about the diverse set of skills that we want to nurture in ourselves and children. So these are the social emotional skills, and here I arrange them according to the 5 E's. So here I will not dive into it, but you can just see that when my mission is to do that in class, children will have the opportunity to follow their ideas based on what they are learning, examine and elevate them and develop them into educational products that they can express, that they can present in class. So if you'd want to delve into more into the concept of multiple intelligences, so the academic learning focuses on linguistic and logical mathematics, but many of us are very bright and gifted in other kinds of intelligences, which are very important to creativity. And the 21st century skills, here is a list, what they are exactly, and how this is very interesting for ourselves. How do we want to foster them in ourselves? And these are the creativity skills. So you'd see that maybe in the classroom, you don't have patience, and even maybe the teacher thinks you're interfering, but for me, all those skills you see here are assets, are qualities. Because if you don't have patience in class, it means you're playful. It means you're curious. It means you enjoy envisioning the future or just playing with your imagination. And these are great assets, which I hope um, children and youth will have the opportunities to use in the classroom, because this is very important, especially today in AI times, that we develop those very human and innate skills before we use the AI, and we just leverage AI to make it better, to make our ideas better. So you see, the 5 E's: explore, experience, examine, elevate, and express, correlate with creative problem solving. So when you explore, you say you want to dive into it really thoroughly. That's like clarifying in creative problem solving. Creative problem solving starts with clarifying a challenge, a problem, and trying to define it. And then comes the step of ideating. Let's have multiple ideas on how to solve it. So in the 5 E's, this correlates to experience. Let's play with ideas, see how we learn more and develop our own ideas based on the subject we are learning. I put the icon of TikTok, because you can even try to think, how do I make a TikTok about that? Because this really is a way for young children today to concentrate their thinking on how they develop something out of their learning, draw on their own ideas. So in creative problem solving, we choose one idea that correlates with the challenge and we develop it. And in the 5 E's, that's examine and elevate. So examine, that's critical thinking. Let's reflect on our idea. What do we want to make of it? What do we need to learn more? And then let's elevate it into a product. That could be something digital, or even in writing. Perfect our writing and implement. This is very important, because in creative problem solving, you'd have to, in the end, to implement your idea. It's not just enough to develop and ideate. For example, me, myself, I'm an ideator. I can have ideas every day and neglect the ideas that I had yesterday. But you'd have to get to the step that you implement your one idea that is the most relevant and the most applicable to the challenge. Remember? First, we had a challenge, we clarified. So in education, this correlates to express. When the student expresses the products in the classroom. So here we can do creative problem solving. So we can choose any kind of challenge we want. I would just say, what do I need to become a creative problem solver? So I created this visual kit to help us go through creative problem solving, because it's very ambiguous. You have to find ideas. It's difficult. And sometimes you don't have ideas. You don't know what to think. So here is a great tip. Never say I don't know. When the teacher asks you something and you don't have the question at the moment, never say I don't know. Say I'm thinking. You're always at the process of thinking. Oh, come, I need to work on it better based on the 5 E's. So when you do creative problem solving, first, like the fairy has those wishing clouds, just think, what do I wish about what I learned? What do I wish? What are my thoughts? What are my insights? And then try to develop those ideas. Play with them. Like you see, the Northern Star helps us focus. And along its 4 directions, you can start developing 4 ideas on what do you want to develop based on what you learned, what you explored. Then you'd have to choose one idea that you want to focus on to make into a product. So you see, like the dancer, the flower calls her. So the same way you can think, which idea of what I developed before I developed simply calls me. But then you have to think also less intuitively and more mindfully, which idea it really responds to the challenge, to what I want to develop, which is most relevant and applicable. So you choose one idea. And then you see the dancer, she knows exactly where she's going. You'd write to yourself a short, you see, like there's a small frame, a short outline, what exactly I'm going to do. Because this again can take hours, even weeks. But if you have to shorten it and focus it, then you simply write to yourself 1 or 2 sentences that will direct you later. And again, this is the way to become those creative thinkers, bright with creativity and care and communication. So this is my books, Creative Children Like the Animals of the World. You're most invited to invite me to an author visit, a virtual author visit, or to check out my books on Amazon, on all Amazon channels. I'm also going to be an expert on the Beluga platform, which offers real world learning, enrichment. This could give you so many ideas with videos. So if you're interested in that, I'm also going to have a library of my books, Creative Children and the Teacher's Book, on the Factors platform. That would mean that it is an AI-assisted platform. That would mean that if you read my stories, you could interact with the AI to learn more, to explore, experience, examine, elevate, and express with the aid of an AI. So if you're interested in all that, I will also be much obliged to give workshops to teachers, students, parents on how to raise creative thinkers. If you're interested in that, please check this QR code and visit my website, Raising Creative Thinkers. That's korenfeld-creativity.com. And this QR code will lead you to the contact and free gift page in which you can cross what interests you. So I will be able to we will be able to meet again. And also do feel free to contact me at my email. That's korenfeld.creativity@gmail.com. And try out the 5 E's. They're really principles to make things simple about creating and innovating and creative problem solving. So I'm Michelle Korenfeld. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to meet you. So good luck. You're great. I just love it that children and youth explore their ideas and express them. This is just great. This is fun. Thank you. So I will just stop the share right now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And the pictures in the slides are so amazing. They're so beautiful.
Yeah, so this is years of painting, and when I was a painter, my creativity was intuitive, and something told me you need to make this painting, and now they are useful to ignite creativity.
But they're really amazing pictures. I really want to steal them. So it seems Asha would like to ask questions, right?
Yeah.
That was a great tip on how we should not say "I don't know" and replace it with "I'm thinking." And my question is, how do you encourage students who are shy?
Okay. So first, this is very important to engage also in writing. Especially, do you mean in the classroom when there are many students? So one way, even now I had a workshop with teachers, and I really wanted them to engage and to start thinking about their teaching, how they want to be more creative. So first I said, you don't have to share, just think for yourself. And then I said, you can just share in the chat. That's also okay. And they just felt they began to express. This is very important that the teacher learns how to create a safe environment. So I also have on Teacher Pay Teachers tools like the um, um, okay, Pearl expressions for creative conversations. So there are rules, like in the classroom, we don't never say nonsense. We never say wrong. These are simply out of our vocabulary. We learn how to build on others' ideas. And then also the children that are shy. I'm also very shy. For me, the visual way really helps me because I'm really a painter and author. In the classroom, it's difficult for me to express. So always when we engage, it's important also to let children write and even scribble as a way to express themselves.
Thank you. Thank you. And I have a thought about the question the sentence you just raised in the presentation, the situation when the student don't know the answer. And you encourage student to ask not to say I don't know, but to say I am thinking. So just wonder if there would be some other suggestions so that to enlighten their thinking and encourage them to explore more. So we can, would you like to share more sentences like that? Except I'm thinking.
Well, as I said, children are taught in the classroom to write and then to abandon those skills they had in kindergarten, like asking questions. And so this is why I also encourage to scribble and doodle. This is a way for us to connect with ideas more freely in a way that is more childlike. So I really encourage you to feel it is okay to scribble your ideas, to draw them, not having to write them immediately. That will come later.
Yeah. I come
Yeah.
up with questions because I come from China, and many Chinese students, they are very shy. And
Yeah.
some when they are asked a question, if they don't know the answer, they just sit there or stand there and quiet and say nothing.
Yeah.
So become too nervous. So I just wonder if there would be some words can help to let them feel relaxed, not too nervous, and to inspire them to think more or to just explore something rather than get nervous.
Yeah. So first, one of the very important creativity skills we need to befriend first is tolerance for ambiguity. You know, if we want to come up with ideas, there are going to be those moments when we don't have the answer. We do, and so especially if we want to be creators and innovators, we'd have to befriend that. So it's totally okay to have this feeling that, okay, this is vague, this is complex, I just don't know how to get out of this. So we do something else. But even if we befriend it, then we say that this is okay. This is part of my creative process, my thinking process. Then we'll be able to say, okay, this is I can bear it for a moment and let it just come. The idea, the thought. Yeah, this is very important. And yeah, I think so. So in my workshops, in my Raising Creative Thinkers workshop, I do that by paintings. Like I give this creative confidence, this creative efficacy, self-efficacy by paintings. Like I have a painting of a tree house. That's supposed to give us this confidence, the feeling grounded, but also connected to, a tree is connected to the ground, but also to the sky. So you're grounded, but you're also imaginative. So I do that by paintings. This is better than with words.
Whoa, amazing. And I do want to ask this question to Asha. Hi, Asha. If you don't know the answer or don't know the answer to a question, do you have some better idea what you would like to say then?
Yeah, I would say instead of I don't know, I would say I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Yes.
very good. Very good.
Good answer.
Yeah, I think so. Very good answer. Thank you, Asha. Yeah, and I also learned that you raised the topic that students not only to have the idea, but need to do something to implement that.
Yeah.
I think that is really important. So that is why we have the innovations. We encourage students to bring the idea to the innovations. And the idea can come from a problem they met. So they can, when they see some problems, then they have some ideas on how to solve this problem and then make it to be an innovation. Yes.
Yes. This is my vision that in the classroom, the teacher will explore. She will introduce he or she will introduce today's lesson, hopefully in a way that it makes us curious about it and befriend it. And then there will be experiential learning, like conversation and working with a digital platform and all sorts of, and coloring and drawing. And writing, free writing, not at that point. So students begin to draw on their own ideas, and then the teacher will have them examine those ideas and elevate them into products, and then they will express them. That's my vision for creativity education.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that is really excellent. And I just wonder, because we are in Invent Future Global, it is a community of innovators and educators and the organizations. So we have the newsletter to just to show some resources to the innovation education. Would you like us to cite up some of your paragraph in your book and your experiences to the newsletter?
Yes, I'd love that. I'd love that, of course. You know, in my book for teachers, there is a factor opinion trivia game. Yeah, I could, or we could share that. That would be great.
Well, then I will contact you and in near future because we are going to have a bi-weekly newsletter. And then I think that will be very, very wonderful resources to let people get to know more about your book and your ideas on how to do innovation education and to elite students' creativity well. I think that would be very helpful.
Yes, I'd love to. I'd love to connect with those bright children. Yeah, you're great.
Yeah, thank you very much for sharing that. And I love peacocks anyway.
Yeah.
And we don't have white peacocks. I don't know whether in Asher's place do you have peacock?
I don't think so.
Oh, and in our country, the peacock, the color is usually blue and green.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I was talking more about the eye at the tip of the feather.
And because it is so precious, so in our ancient times, it is usually used as the decoration of the royal palace or necklace or the crown.
Wow.
So yes, it is really nice. And when we were very young, and we usually take a napkin, very colorful napkin, in front of, I think it is a male peacock, and show that, then it will just spread its feathers so that we can see the beautiful colors.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Thank you very much for sharing that with us. And
Yeah.
yeah, and we do hope that you can share more, maybe in future global innovation field trip.
I would love to. I would love to. That it's great to work with you.
And we're so honored to have you here. Okay, thank you.